One of the things that makes you incredible is that at any time you can consider a new idea that can change your life. This idea that people are always doing the best they can is very powerful, so let's dive in. To begin with, understand that we human beings experience two types of time. First is psychological time. This is where we mostly hang out. There's a past, then a present, and it goes to the future. So what we'll have for dinner tomorrow, you're thinking about the future. What I should have said to my coworker yesterday, you're thinking about the past, right? We all do this much of the time. However, there's an entirely different type of time that you also experience. And this can be called experiential or real time. And that is right now. And you experience this when you're smelling a flower, perhaps, or when you're appreciating a beautiful sunset. You're in the moment. Another important aspect of experiential time is that that's the time you're actually always in, because 5 minutes from now, where are you going to be? Experientially, you're going to be in the present moment. 5 days from now, which looks like the future in your mind, where are you going to be? You're going to be in the present moment. A month from now, you'll be in the present moment. We are always actually experiencing life in the present moment. We can think about the past or the future, but we're only doing that in the present moment. And this can start to change everything. In psychological time, you have all these options, right? I could go swimming, I could go for a walk, I could read a book, or I could be watching this video right now. We always have all these choices and options available to us in psychological time. We live like we can always be doing something else. In real time, which is how life actually works, all your possibilities in life zero out to the one thing that you are doing in this present moment. In each moment of experiential time, of right now, there is only one thing that you can ever do. Can you be swimming right now instead of watching this video? No, because you can only do one thing in each moment of now. And the thing that you're doing right now is this. You can go swimming next, but right now, all you can be doing is watching this video. All the possibilities of your life, of psychological time, come down to the one thing that you are doing in any moment. In this moment, you can only do one thing. Every time. 5 minutes from now, you can choose something else. 5 days from now, you can choose something else. But right now, all you can do is this, which is watching this video. This is how experiential or real time always works. It doesn't matter that in psychological time you think you could have done something else. You are always only doing the one thing that you chose for the moment that you're in. And this can change everything. Whatever you are choosing to do right now is the best thing that you can do. If you could choose something else better, you would do that, wouldn't you? If you could choose to make $1 million right now betting on the stock market, you'd probably do that, wouldn't you? Sure. Instead of watch this video, pop online, make $1 million, right? But you can't make $1 million right now because you're watching this video. You can't go swimming right now because you can only do one thing in real time. These could be good choices for another moment of now. And I hope you all make $1 million in another moment of now. But right now, you are watching this video and it is the only thing you can do, and it is therefore the best you can do, given the options that you see as available to you. All options always come down in real time to the one choice in this moment, and that is the best choice you can ever make, or you do something else. We are always making the best choice we're aware of in each moment. You, me, everyone, the very best. Now, consider this idea of best choice because it's critical to getting full value from this amazing idea. Is there any moment coming up in the next hour where you're going to tell yourself, I want to make a lousy, stupid, or self-damaging choice? No, there isn't. You move into every moment of experiential time with the idea that you'll do the best for yourself. We always want the best for ourselves. Whatever you end up doing is therefore the best you could do at that moment of real experiential time. Because in every moment of now, there's only one thing that you can do. So let's say you've started a new diet. Yesterday morning, I'm going to diet and lose 10 pounds. And then nighttime comes, you've had a stressful day, and you go, man, I deserve a bite of ice cream. So you get out the pint and you have a bite. And then, it was a stressful day. I deserve another bite. And pretty soon, the whole pint of ice cream is gone. Does that happen to people? You bet. Is it a huge diet fail? Sure, in the sense that you're going to diet, you made a promise to yourself, and you failed to keep that promise. But here's what happens. We all go into psychological time, and we look at eating the ice cream last night, and we think, man, that was stupid. I am so bad. I can't be trusted. I can't do anything. I'm such a loser. I'm a failure. I should never have got that bite of ice cream. Right? That's what we do. We go into psychological time, which is not real time. Can you go back and change the past? No, you can't. Can you go back and eat one less bite of ice cream last night? No, you cannot. Time doesn't work that way. The past is done. The only thing that you can ever change about the past is the way that you look at it. Last night, with the options you are aware of, eating the whole pint was the best you could do. And how do we know it was the best you could do? Because that's what you chose. That's what you actually did. As you had bite after bite, that was the best you could do. Now, today, of course, you can make different choices. It's up to you, and what you do will be the best choice you can make as you see it. So you can go, hey, I give up on dieting. I suck at it. I'm a failure. I'll never be able to lose weight. Do people make those choices? Sure they do, all the time. Or today you can go, I'm going to diet, start a diet again today, and I'll throw out all the bad snacks in my house. Could you make that choice? Sure. You could learn from yesterday's failure and make a different choice today. But last night, in real time, you ate the whole pint, and that was obviously the best you could do because you did it. You can only ever choose one action at a time. All right, follow this carefully because once you understand this, it can start to change so much of your entire life. So let's say this morning you said, I'm going to diet. I'm going to start a new diet. Last night I ate the whole pint of ice cream. Today I'm going to do a new diet. But, it's kind of a tough day again, and you get home and you go, well, I did really good. I didn't eat much at all, just a salad for lunch, so I deserve a small slice of cake. So you eat the piece of cake. You're doing the best you can, and you're telling yourself, well, it's just a small slice, and I can stay on the diet, and it was a tough day. But then the piece of cake is done, and you get a second piece of cake because, the first slice wasn't big enough and it really was a tough day and the cake tastes so good you really deserve it. As you're eating the second piece of cake, you go, this is terrible. I shouldn't be eating the second piece of cake. What am I doing? I'm such a loser again. Understand this. While you're eating the second piece of cake, that's the best you can do. And how do you know? Because that's what you're doing. If you could stop eating the second piece of cake, you would. You're always doing the best, even if while you're doing it, you're telling yourself, this is the worst thing ever. I am such a loser and such a failure. Even while telling yourself that, whatever you are doing is the best you can do. So if you say that you're going to exercise and you end up sitting in front of the TV instead of going to the gym, that's the best you could do because it's what you did. Even if while sitting watching TV instead of being at the gym, you're going, I should be up, I should be at the gym, I'm so awful, I can't follow through on anything. Even if you're beating yourself up while you're doing it, the thing you are doing is the best you could, because if you could have stopped and got up and gone to the gym, you would have. It's that simple. Your mind can scream at you, don't eat that, or don't sit here, or get to the gym, or don't have another drink. But if you're eating it, then it was the best you could do, given your desire for a treat over your desire for a diet or your desire to relax. In your head, you will make yourself wrong and beat yourself up. That's only because you're in psychological time. In experiential time, that is all a complete waste of energy. Because in experiential time, you're always doing the best that you can. If you could do something better, you would. End of story. Always. No other way. How do you know it's the best? Because it's what you're doing. Even if you are polishing off all the cake and telling yourself it's terrible, it's the best you could do. If you've worked this through, and again, if you need to pause the video and think about times in your life when you've done something and told yourself you should be doing something else. If you've worked this through, then you can start to do something incredible. Stop beating yourself up. You've always done the best you can your entire life. So when the light comes on, when you've worked this through, you can stop making yourself wrong. Stop judging yourself as being not good enough. You can forgive yourself. You aren't wrong. You're good enough. You always did the best you could given the options. The way the world looked to you, the stress level that you felt at the time that you made whatever choices you did that you want to beat yourself up for. So do you want to change your life forever right now? Because this is one of those life-changing moments. So take one thing from your past that you've been beating yourself up for or making yourself wrong about and see that you did your very best at the time, given the way the world looked for you at that moment. So walk it through. Have compassion for the you that did that. You always did your best, even if later you saw it was a really poor life choice. Were you cruel to someone? Were you angry and yelling at a loved one? Well, that was the best you could do at that time with the resources available to you, with the anger that was coursing through you. Did you stay in a bad relationship too long? Millions of us have done that. But with what you felt about yourself and the options you saw, it was the best choice you could make until whatever last straw motivated you to finally get out of that bad relationship. Did you give up on a dream to be a singer or a dancer or a writer or whatever? That was the best that you could do given the fear or worry that you experienced. So give those versions of yourself some love. At those times you did your best. So if you haven't done it, pause the video now and walk through one thing in your past that you've been beating yourself up for and see if you can let that go. See if you can forgive yourself and see if you can have compassion for that previous version of you that was doing the best it could at that time. So, did you forgive yourself? Can you stop attacking and making yourself wrong? You can. It's only in psychological time that we can go back and think, I should have done something else. I should have done that. It was awful. I can't believe it. I'm terrible. That's all psychological time nonsense. Because in real experiential time, there's only one thing you can ever do. So have some compassion for the younger yous that made those choices. You are good. You are beautiful. You're a human being doing the best you can in a world that can often seem unkind and challenging. So how would it feel if you stopped beating yourself up for stuff? You aren't condoning any harm that you cause others or yourself by forgiving yourself. If you physically or emotionally hurt someone, you did that. You want to own it. If you can clean it up now or make amends, do it. But nonetheless, you did it. Any poor life choices you think you made were your very best at that time. Sure, now you've grown. Now you'd probably make different choices. But back then, you did the best. Even if, at the time, you thought it was a terrible thing that you found yourself doing. So let it go. All of us have made poor life choices in retrospect. There was never a time that you did not do your best. If you were cruel and hurt someone, back then you were meeting your egoic needs the best way you knew how, right? You needed to feel superior to someone, so you were cruel to them. Or you had rage and you just had to let it out. If you drank or drugged or ate too much, that was just you trying to be happy the best way you knew how. If you gave up on a dream, the fear of rejection or failure or poverty made it seem like the safest choice for you then. It was the best you could do. Now you're a different person. Now you'd likely make different choices. Back then, given the way things looked to you, you did your very best, even if it was hurtful or damaging or humiliating. Can you give love to the version of you that was angry or selfish or afraid? What did you learn from your seeming bad choices in the past? What would you do differently now? Once you've done this, once you've forgiven yourself for one thing that you did in the past that you've been holding against yourself and making yourself wrong for, you can do something even more incredible. You can go back and forgive yourself for everything you think you did wrong, all at once, right now. How would it feel to stop judging, blaming, and attacking yourself? Find out for yourself, because you did the best that you could all the time. There was never a time you didn't. So that's it. You have now tried on the incredible idea that you have always done your best. And forgiving yourself, remember, is a process. But however far you got today, it's a very good start. And in the next video, we're going to explore the other side of this equation. So see you then.